Hey guys, it's Tahira and today I'm doing an end of the year book haul. The last time I did a book haul was I think in the summer. So I've accumulated quite a few books since then, mainly because of Black Friday. But I will be talking about just the past 10-ish books that I've gotten in the past few months, basically since my last book haul. Anyways, I feel like these are well known. Everyone knows what these are. I'm just gonna start. But the first two books that I got were The Hawthorne Legacy and The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. These are the second and third books to the Inheritance Games trilogy, whatever that series is called, which I've been reading and I've been really enjoying so far. This one my cousin actually got for me while I was visiting her, and which is really nice of her, and I read this already and enjoyed it. And then this one, even though it has a Target sticker, I actually got this through the book outlet Black Friday sale, which I got a bunch of more books I'll be talking about. But yeah, this one I got in it and I'm really excited to get to it. If you didn't know, the series is about this girl named Avery who is Earth's random homeless girl, and she inherits billions of dollars. I don't know about the lighting. I feel like the lighting's bad. I'm filming this at 1 a.m. at night because it's so dark outside during the day. I'm trying to see if I can figure out ways to film using at night using my lamp and the light. Anyways, if the lighting's off, I'm so sorry. This one, yeah, as I said, she inherits billions of dollars randomly from this guy who dies, and she's not even connected to him in any way, but she randomly inherits $40 billion, and then the actual family that was supposed to inherit is pissed at her, so she's trying to learn about why she got all this money. And the guy who died is also really into games and riddles and clues, so it's this whole game aspect to it as well, which has been really fun and interesting. It's a fun and light YA novel or YA series that I've been enjoying so far. But yeah, I got these two books to finish out the trilogy. Then I went to a bookstore while I was visiting my cousin. I was visiting her in North Carolina, and we went to a used bookstore there where every book was only $3 or $4 and max $5 or $6, which is a really great bookstore. It was a used bookstore, and there I got one book which I left back in my college apartment because I'm visiting home for the holidays, and that one's I Kissed Cheryl Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. This one is, I don't know what this is about. I know nothing about it. I just got it because I've read Casey McQuiston's other books and I've enjoyed them, so I decided to pick this one up because it also was really cheap. The next one is a book that I've already read and I did a whole vlog on it, which I'll link down below, but this one is one of my most anticipated books of the year that I've already read, and that is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. This one is Cassandra Clare's newest debut novel. Follows an entirely brand new cast of characters from the Shadowhunter books, so it's her adult debut in a completely different world. This one follows Kel, who's a sword catcher, and which basically means that he was picked up as a child to basically be the replacement of the prince in certain situations where the prince could get harmed, and any injuries or anything that was supposed to happen to the prince would instead happen to Kel instead, because he's supposed to replace him in those situations. And then we have Lynn, who's a healer, and she is trying to heal her best friend who's really sick and dying, and she's trying to find a cure for her, and then they cross paths. There's a lot of politics, a lot of world building, and I outlined my full thoughts in my reading vlog. But yeah, I read this. I gave it 4 stars. It's a solid start. Not my favorite of hers though. Then the next few books I went crazy on because I was not expecting this, but basically during Black Friday there was a book outlet sale happening where every book, or not every book, but lots of thousands of books were $5.99 or less, and so I decided to take advantage of the sale, and I got 7 books for $40, which is amazing, and I'm really excited for all these books. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start talking about it. The first book that I'm really excited about, that I've heard a lot of great things about, it's been on a lot of people's favorite lists, and a lot of people have been raving about this one, and this is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I don't actually know that much about this, but I think there's 2 main characters, and there's somehow there's a time slip. I don't know. I guess so after reading the description of the book, the back, it seems it follows this woman named Clementine, who is a author, publicist, and she moves into this apartment and she meets this man there, and this man is actually 7 years, like from 7 years before her, and she's like 7 years in the future, and there's like this weird time stuff that happens for this within this apartment. So I think it's about their like romance and love story. I'm just really excited. I've heard so many great things about this one. And I'm just really hoping I enjoy it. The next one is another book I've heard a lot about, and that is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I literally just read the back, but it seems like it's about this pediatrics resident, and she meets this guy and they have history together. They used to date a while ago and then they reconnect. Something about that. But I've heard a lot about this book. I've read Christina Lauren in the past. I just read The Soulmate Equation, which I talked about I think in my last wrap up. But I really enjoyed that one. I thought it was a really fun concept, so I'm really excited for this one. I haven't read a ton of Christina Lauren. I read Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating a super long time ago, but I have not like read anything since like, because I know they have a ton of books out. I haven't read like a lot of them, but I'm really excited for this one because it's like super hyped. Next is a book that I got that is from an author that I've read before, but this isn't one that was super on my radar until now, I guess. It's really because I was just under the threshold for free shipping, because if you have 35 or plus orders you get free shipping, and I was like under it, so I wanted to add another book just so I would get that free shipping. Anyways, that book is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid is an author that I've read in the past. I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I've read Malibu Rising and Daisy Jones and the Six, and I really enjoyed all of them. But I think Taylor Jenkins Reid does have a pretty big backlist that I haven't read or really have been super interested in. But I've heard a lot about this, so I decided to pick it up. The premise of this one actually sounds pretty interesting. It follows this girl named Emma and then this other guy named Jesse. And they have like this romance, and then Jesse ends up dying, and then years later Emma like meets this guy named Sam and they fall in love and they get married, or they're engaged or something. But then apparently Jesse's actually not dead. He comes back, and the main character has to kind of grapple with this relationship that she had, that she kind of thought this guy that she would end up forever with died. So she has to grapple with the relationship that she has currently with Sam, as well as her past feelings for Jesse that are coming up now, which sounds super interesting, so I'm really excited for this one. The next one is a sequel to a series that I started like a couple years ago, and that is The Merciless Ones by Namina Forna. This is the sequel to The Gilded Ones, which I read a couple of years ago, I think, either last year or the year before, and I really enjoyed that one. That one is a fantasy series following this girl, and I think it has to do with like blood, and certain types of blood are considered normal and some are sentence you to a death. I think like gold blood or something. So the main characters have it during the ceremony, her blood runs gold. Maybe I'm mistaking colors, but her blood is like different than everyone else's. So which basically means that she has to die, but she's actually like taken away, and she finds out that she has like a much greater purpose, blah blah blah. It's kind of like Chosen One, but I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was executed so well, and I really love the characters and the writing. And it took me a long time to get the sequel. I don't know if there's other books or not, but I'm really excited to finally continue on with the series. I might have to reread the first one just to get refreshed, but I'm excited to dive back into this world. Next is a fantasy series that I've had my eye on for quite a while, and I just got this during this sale. But that is There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. This one is a, as I said, it's a fantasy series, and it's one that it's like, it came out like quite a while ago. I want to say like a few years ago. Yeah, it came out in 2019, so at this point it's been almost like 4 or 5 years. But I had always had my eye on it. I always thought like the premise sounded interesting, but I never really got around to it until like the sale, because again it was only like $6. But this one follows this world where there's like these 7 prophets that like foresee visions for the future of the world, and then one day they disappear, and they have this prophecy that this last like prophet is gonna come and like something's gonna happen. And then you have these like 5 kind of misfits like kind of ganging together, and they're like on a collision course, something. I don't know, it sounds really cool. and I've always had my eye on it, so it's cool that I finally have it and I'm excited to read it. The next one is a book that I did not know I wanted to buy, but I guess I did. But that is Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Santano. So this one, it sounds really fun. It is a murder mystery, I think, like a cozy mystery, something like that. It follows this girl named, I don't know what her name is, Madeline, and she accidentally kills her boyfriend, and then her mom and her families are all coming together to kind of try to hide the body, and then I guess there's shenanigans involved with that, and then her long lost like college love slash like biggest heartbreak comes into town, and they have to kind of hide everything from him, I guess. And I think a wedding is happening as well. Anyway, yeah, I got this because again, I saw like some book too where I think it was Books and Lala talk about it, and she really enjoyed it, so I wanted to try and pick it out, and it seems like a fun ride. And I have one more book that I actually was not expecting to get at all. I got like just yesterday, and that is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. So this one is because my dad saw somewhere that this is like a good book, and so he wanted to get it to like kind of read, not together, but like I read it and then he reads it or something like that. Or like we both read it. So yeah, now I have The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I did not realize is actually 5 books, because this is like a bind up of all 5 books. It's like almost 800 pages, so I don't know if I want to read like all of them. I definitely do want to read the first one because I've heard a lot about it in general. I don't really know what it's about, honestly. I've heard it's like a classic, I guess, so I've heard a lot about it. Never really was super interested in picking up, but now I guess I'm gonna read it sometime in the future. But yeah, those are all the books that I have gotten in the past like few months since the summer whenever I did my last book haul. Yeah, I'm really excited to read all these books. Usually I'm not like, I only do a book haul once a year usually because I don't buy that many books. The only reason I have so many books right now is because of the Book Outlet Black Friday sale, which was such a great sale in my opinion. Also, I was really scared for the quality of the books because of like the price, but they were like okay condition. Like the only thing is like, okay, I guess this one kind of has a rip right here, I just realized, but the only thing is like this sticker came off, and then this one randomly has like a Target sticker, which I guess makes sense because these are like used books, but yeah, I was not expecting that. And then I also got a random like children's picture book too. It was really weird. Anyway, yeah, let me know down below what book you've gotten recently that you're excited to read, as of course I would love to know. It is probably super late here since I started filming at like 1, probably after 1 a.m. at this point. But yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope the lighting wasn't too awful, and I'll see you next time. Bye!